Hi guys, I'm Darryl. I'm the founder of Break the Limits. We help advisors to break their limits so they can make more impact and income. For the last few years, we've been helping advisors to achieve their first MDRT, multiple MDRTs, or even COT as well. My firm belief is that when you win your inner game, that's where you have massive success in life. That's exactly the reason why I'm interviewing high-performing advisors to understand their inner game, the inner world, understand the challenges so that I can inspire you to get your unique breakthrough as well. With that being said, let's get started with today's episode. Today I'm here with a special guest. He's Victor. He's one of our clients. And prior to that, he's actually from the army, ex-regular. And now he's third year in his business. First 2 years in the business, he achieved MDRT consecutively. And I'm really proud to introduce him to you guys. With that being said, Victor, please introduce yourself to them.
Hello everyone. Thanks for having me, Darryl. So, I'm the third year in my business. So, effectively, I just start my 2 months in the third year. Right, so prior to that, as Darryl already mentioned, I was in the army for a decade. And then in year 2022, I don't know what hit me. I just decided that I'm going to quit. This is not what I want. And then my life spiraled into uncertainty. And since then, I've been trying to find certainty. And along the way, as I explored further, then I realized that, actually maybe FA is the choice. So honestly, right at the start, it wasn't even at the back of my head. Yep. So since then, I never look back, and I'm enjoying the journey.
Beautiful. And with that being said, I want to share with you guys the context, like why did I invite Victor out of so many guests, right? And it's very interesting. Number one reason, right, was because he's a strong skeptic when he first met us. Later, he will explain more. And number two, right, is that the formulas, the strategies that we coach, right? After he sit through, listen, everything, he was like, the past 2 years, I've been using these exact strategies to achieve my MDRT back to back. Knowing that he was from a career of, from army and everything, I think that there's really a lot of gem and wisdom that he can share with you guys. And that's why I want to really pick a little bit of his brain in this session here. With that being said, let's get started. So Victor, share with us, right, how will your impression of Break the Limits, or even me, right, prior to that, if you see so many ads, share the audience.
So when I first saw Darryl, right, it's online, standard, the social media ads, right? So I asked myself, what's this guy doing, Like, serious, whoa. Yeah. I also not sure. Yeah. At that point of time, in fact, I saw it very long ago, maybe like a year plus back. But I just ignore it because I'm doing okay, right? So I continue to do what I do. Then until one day, I think like earlier this year or late last year, I constantly have been hearing, because by algorithm of the social media, the advisors would also see the same ads, right?
Yes.
Then I hear people commenting, saying that, this Darryl, go around, don't know, trying to earn the advisors' money. Wow. I'm a very judgmental person. I'm not going to lie, right?
Yes.
Everyone is judgy. The question is whether you want to admit it or not. I am. But I think I need to be fair. Before I judge something, right, I make sure I have done my due diligence. I went to check it out. And then I can say for certainty that, this guy already scammed. So when I saw the ads, very irritating, keep seeing his face. Then one day I decided that, okay, he's running a masterclass. Right? Okay, let me just go and click on it. I go and see for myself. And if indeed he's, that was the intention, if indeed he is a scam, I'm going to call him out there.
Yeah, wait, pause. Yeah. And I asked everybody in my masterclass, honestly, right now your intention while you're here, what kind of breakthrough you want? This fella type, I'm here to see whether you're a scam or not. Okay, continue.
Yeah. So that's the funny part. That's how we met. And to be honest, right, his masterclass, I love it, man. Why? Because this is not my first experience going into a class to check out whether the person is teaching something for real or not. There's so many ads running online on social media, right? Teaching you how to invest in properties and all sorts of things. But what I like about Darryl's masterclass is usually if you go to those class, you'll see that the webinar, right, you don't know who is there. They don't show you the number of people inside. They don't show you a lot of things. So you don't know, you may be the only joker inside the masterclass, you don't know. So for his, right, I think it's very intentional, the way in which he works it. He only want to work with people that wants to be here. If you don't want to be here, it's fine, you can leave. That's also available, right? So I decided, okay, not bad. I like the introduction, I like the vibes. Let me sit and hear and see what this guy can offer. And after the masterclass, there's a bootcamp, right? I'm like, okay, Ken, you did a good introduction. I'll pay to see whether you really as deep and the quality is as good as what you claim to be.
Right.
And so went on to the boot camp. And during the boot camp, that was when I had the realization that, hey, basket, actually what he teaching, I really doing.
Yeah.
So a lot of similarities, a lot of things in which I have already been constantly applying. And because I always look forward. So I believe in thinking long term, looking far, but you act now. Now. You gotta take small steps. Every actions that you take today is to lead you to
The future.
your future. Right? So I have been thinking about recruiting, growing my own team. And then I asked myself this. How can I use my own pain points and my experience to make this a smoother journey for those that joins me? Right, so I've been thinking about okay, what kind of training do I need to provide? What are the essential things that I need to equip my people with? Right, so when I went there, I'm like, okay, this guy really framed the training. Then I just go there and I just ask, in future, I just have my guys there. Or I use the same frame, which is better because I have it. But knowing it and applying it yourself is one thing.
Yes.
But then teaching it is another.
True.
Right? So that's why when I say, hey, okay, steady, I think the content it's well done. And I therefore decided that I'm going to join this circle because I want to work with the right people.
Right.
And I do think that there's a lot more value. So yes, so what if I already know some of these steps? People get complacent. That includes myself. Right? So I want a blind spot checker. I want to avoid group things. You constantly just mix with the same group, right? Trust me. Before you know it, you are like a frog in boiling water. You don't know. You are already the group thing comes in.
Yes.
And that's why I always have this habit of mixing and mixing around, knowing new people so that I can get new perspective of things.
Thank you for sharing that. Yeah. And I think that's really interesting, you see. Like the fact that he already know it. And it's not about the knowing. He really understands and think forward. It's about the duplicating. How can I duplicate more, Victor? Right? With a very proven system, which I have already done it before. Just that I think the last time he used this word called labeling. I was able to label the steps so clearly that he was subconsciously doing. And let's explore that as well. So now the audience understand you, your skepticism, and what was your journey like? But before that, let me share the audience the 5 steps again. To recap, some of them might know, some of them might not. So these are 5 steps that I always share with people, right? In order for you to achieve your MDRT minimally. If you really do it well, either changing audience, frequency improve, you can go to COT, even TOT. And the first step is prospect consistently, right? We always talk about it. A lot of advisors prospect irregularly. And the second thing is post fearlessly. Instead of being a secret agent, shy and fearful about it. Number 3, serve religiously. A lot of advisors always sell. Product pushing, hidden agenda, all of these things just kills the advisor. Number 4, prescribing confidently. Confidently. The thing is that when you tell people, say, can I tell you to do 2K a month investment? You yourself never even do that. How you walk the talk? So a lot of these kind of things actually affects the advisor's conviction. And last but not least, some of them sell and then they move on. How can you journey responsibly a client till they reach their financial goals? So these are 5 steps. And when Victor heard that throughout the masterclass and bootcamp, he was like, hey, basket, I've been using these things. So let's explore your mind, right? Let's talk about it step by step, boys. The first one, obviously it's not easy for you to just go out there and just prospect non-stop, right? How was your journey like?
I think we may have to go back to how I then decided that FA
is your path.
Yeah. So I share a bit of backstory. So when I quit, really rich quit. I still remember I was working in the middle of night, 2 a.m. Back at home. My wife woke up to the toilet. She asked me, hey, you still working? I just look at her. Yeah, but today last day. Tomorrow I go and quit. Then she's like, she don't know what to say. She went back to sleep. Next morning, 7 a.m., she woke up. She asked me, yesterday you really say you want to quit? I'm going in to quit already. Yeah. So what happened was, after that, right, I was working my numbers. So I scared, right? I don't know whether enough or not.
Yeah.
Somehow I have a planned family trip to US.
Yes.
Wow, that one stress. So when my wife woke up, I was prepared for a lot of questions. Wow, but my wife only asked me one question.
What?
Are we still going to US? Right. Yeah, we are.
Okay.
Okay, okay.
That's a party,
Yeah. So I went in that day. Then I just standard. So you need to go in the system and click. I don't even know how to click. I don't know where.
Yeah.
So I asked my friend, I said, hey, where's the system? I like to go and see. I don't even see it. Because honestly, my entire life, right, I thought I'm just going to be a soldier. Just going to stay there. I enjoy, I love it. I don't know what hit me. Right? Then as I quit and then transited, the immediate thing that I did was I wanted to get back stability. Right? So the thing is when I quit, I tell you, you feel shook one.
Yeah,
right?
relief, liberated.
Yeah, honestly, yes, I think it's rage quit, but the angst, the thoughts have been lingering inside.
Yep.
I'm pretty sure for very long, but I choose to just ignore it.
True.
Right? But moments later, when I went back to my office, the next thing, I don't know what hit me, like 5 ton, the truck hit me. I see in my office, lucky I had my own office. I just burst out crying.
Oh, damn.
I don't know what happened. I just cried.
Yeah.
I cannot understand, and I honestly don't know what's going on.
Yeah.
Then after that, I try to pick myself up again, and I told myself, I've made a decision. I'm moving. And I am someone that I will die by my decision and to go back on my words.
Yeah.
So I'm moving forward no matter what. I feel the emotion. The next moment, I just take out my phone. I ask myself, who can help me transit? I just text my ex-boss. I just text anybody. I went to my social media. I see who is doing better than me. Or maybe have some form of networks and contacts that can help me. I text them. I say, I just quit. I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm open to anything. Can you all meet me? Can you all share with me? And then share me your perspective. And then how can I move forward? So that started like that. So when I quit, I have 3 months of notice to serve. Right? So that is the standard procedure. Yep. And in that 3 months, I strategized. First month, I find a job match or a salary matching job because I am married. I have 2 kids. And it is my responsibility. It's a commitment in which I have already committed myself to. So that is the baseline in which I cannot fail. That is the passing line. Right? Anything else, we can talk about it later. So my first month, I went to job hunting. Within first month, actually, I think 3 weeks, I got a pay match already. Wow. Then the sense of relief came and I was like, wow, okay, I'm not free falling already. Right? Then the next thing that I did was I started to dig deeper because now I think I have the mind space already. Before that,
survival mode.
Yeah, I was surviving. I don't know what to do. I don't know whether this move is right or not. So in the second month, I started asking myself deeper questions. At one point, I think the breakthrough or the key questions that I asked myself was, if today, ignoring whatever commitments that I have made before, what will make me happy? What is it that I will do that make me happy? So I grew up in government rental flats. I've seen a lot of very potential, solid chaps that sadly just don't make the cut because your environment, in a way, influences and changes you a lot, right? So I always feel that if one day I can then give back and then make these people achieve the potential in which they have, right? Wow, how good would that be? So in the second month, I started looking into social work. Social service, I went to look up like Ministry of Social and Family and stuff. Then I look, I'm like, I saw the pay Then again, you see, there's a lot of back and forth. So I told myself, no way, I'm gonna just do my family So I still need to look at whether is it a practical option, right? So I look at the salary, I'm like, no wonder it's passion Just cannot. Then that's where I start thinking deeper, like, hey, really must do employment, man? Is there no other ways? Start a business, but I think, so start a business now like that also don't make sense. Then do what? Also not sure. So I realized, actually, FA is a business, right? So people buy, like, why did I buy my policies and why did I do my planning with the person? I don't care which company it is from. I never ask. I never, hey, you from which company? I don't care. I look at the person. So that was when I realized, actually FA is a option. And that is a hybrid. Why? Because when I left, what I wanted was simply... Freedom. Yeah, I want freedom. I want flexibility of time. Because I feel that while I did well in the army, it was a lot of sacrifices from my family. In fact, I feel very guilty and ashamed, Like, whatever I achieved, right, is because my family sacrificed a lot of things for me. And Then this question suddenly came back when I quit. Many years back, one of my inmates or my colleague asked me this. Say, sir, you work to live or you live to work? Guess what I answered him?
What do you answer?
I tell you go and do your work. But then when I quit, well, this question comes back, and it sinks in on me. And then I realized, I guess that could be one reason, one factor to why I quit, because I feel guilty, I feel ashamed. I also realized I lost my direction because I work so hard. Let's say I stay, I do my best. People remember me. This guy is solid. Does it really matter? Because back at home, right, my kids won't remember me.
Yeah.
They will just remember me as the dad that's never present and never around.
True.
Yep. So that was the backstory lah. Yeah. So essentially, then that was when I decided that okay, I want to go into FA.
Yeah.
Yeah. Then the next part is go into FA, standard lah. Everybody will start thinking, cool market, home market.
Yes.
I want to play to my strength.
Yeah.
So the immediate thoughts that I have was like, you see, I can just randomly go to master class, I can go to, and just talk, I don't care.
Yeah.
So the immediate thought I had was my strength. I can talk to anybody. Do cool market, then endless ma. I can talk to anybody on the street, right? So I was primed to do that. But again, then I did. So when my daughter go for her enrichment, I will send her for enrichment, I will sit down. That's my reflection time. And then again, one day I asked myself, hey, Victor, why you don't want to do warm market? Why? I like to ask myself, why? Dig. Wow, painful leh.
Yeah.
Why? Wow. Hamchi lah, scared lah.
Yeah lah.
Okay, I won't say it for it. I won't say that it applies to everybody lah. But for me, hamchi lah, scared lah. Because last time I walk around, people, morning sir.
Respect, no.
Morning, good morning. Wow, very awkward. Yeah. Right? Like my ego don't allow me to do that lah. So then I asked myself deeper. I said, okay, let's think from a value standpoint. Is that ethical and right? Because there's many reasons. Once you say, I want to do cold market, you will come up with a lot of reasons. My reason is, I still new, I don't know. Then I practice, then when I'm good, then I will go to my warm. So then when that reflection came, I asked myself this, is that really right or not? You mean the stranger's life is not alive? I can use the person as target practice. Yeah, so when that realization came, I'm like, no lah, cannot like that lah. I think I'm spiraling, I'm trying to survive, but I shouldn't be messing with someone else's life lah. Yeah. And then I realized, yes, my strength is I can talk to anybody. Then that includes talking to my friends, right? Or people that don't like me, right? It doesn't matter. You like me, talk to me. You don't like me, I want to talk to you. Don't talk, just too bad. Right? So that was how I then decided that, okay, I'm going to go into the warm market. I don't care you like me or not, because my job here is not to make you like me. It's to make your life better, make my life better. Yeah, if you can see it, there's a win-win. Let's sit down, have a conversation, see how we can move forward. And I like working with friends because your accountability, right, essentially is way higher. Because if you indeed meant your words, right, you cherish the friendship over the sales, over the money, right, then make sure you make it work. Yeah, so that was then the backstory. And that was how I then started to prospect, like just text everybody that I know. I have a broadcast group. I send out, like, hey guys, how I first started was, I'm new. Don't need to act like you got value. Sorry. At the start, I think your friends have more value. Yep. Provides more value to you than you provide to them. That's the truth, right? So don't need to act like you, I know what's going on. I asked for opportunity and chances for them to allow me to review their portfolio so that I can learn. Right, so I just text. And is it scary? That moment, it's scary because you like, this guy don't like me. Hey, this guy like, I don't know, don't really like or don't like. Don't think just send. Were there people that replied? There were many that just ghost you, right? Yeah. There were also a lot of people that replied. There was some in which one reply that I remembered the most was one of my friend replied me. He said, actually, I was surprised that you text me. I don't know whether you remember, my FA was introduced by you. So many years back, I introduced him to one of my FA. And he was pissed. He said, the FA that I introduced to him screwed up his portfolio. At the moment when I received the reply, I'm like, whoa. But then I asked myself this. is it fair for me? I say sorry because it makes him feel peace, right?
Yep.
But when I say sorry, right, please don't get me wrong. I'm not saying sorry that he screwed up your portfolio. Because the truth is, I don't know.
Yeah.
I did not see your portfolio. I don't know whether is it a screw up or is it someone just trying to do whatever it takes to potong jalan, right? I don't know what's going on. So when I said sorry, it's because I made you feel that way. That's all. But I'm not gonna apologize
For the person's mistake.
Yeah, because I don't know whether is it even a mistake in the first place.
Agree.
So I think it is about being fair. So yeah, but you see, regardless, that came. I thank the person. I apologize for making him feel that way, but I thank him because I appreciate that you have the
guts
guts to tell me this, and at least you give me closure.
Yep.
Right. So I think that was one part in which I remember, and I think it gives me confidence because then one more. You tell me I suck. I suck. Yes, I suck. Doesn't matter. But at least I dare to admit it. I suck. But I'm gonna make myself better. If you want to come along with me, come. Let's do it. But if you don't, then that's fine. I'm gonna move with or without you.
Powerful start. Let's take a pause here and dig deeper, right? You see, I want the audience to take away a couple of things, which I'm taking away myself as well. At the start, right, because of his previous identity, regular sir, no, officer, then there's a lot of respect tagged to that, which inflates the ego. And now that you coming to a different environment, you're able to silence the ego, humble yourself down, and go to the ground to improve. I think that was powerful. That's the first one. And that allowed you to start humbling yourself down to ask for opportunities. The second thing as well, the fact that you were very strategic and logical about things. Like, I got no much value. No. I think they got more value than me. No. Shit. Let's be radically transparent and tell them about it. Can I have the opportunity to improve? Right? And the third thing, right, is the fact that he take a lot of ownership about his behaviors. Apologize for making people feel that way. But cool, I don't apologize. I'll just improve. He take ownership. I know I can improve. 3 powerful things that helped you to transform from that previous state to this version here. And share with us, right, when you were doing that daily prospecting, most advisors will say this, no results are seen. Then how do you overcome that?
So I feel that way also. In fact, until today, right, there were times where I feel like, wow, spend a lot of effort. Like my friends start business, I help.
Correct.
I go and busy, like, hey, tell them, hey, actually, FA also business. I share my perspective. You need to put yourself out there. If not, I don't even know you open business, how to support you. Right? So, do a lot of all this. Got money, don't have one. There's no remuneration. But what I'm doing is I try to provide value first because these are all my proof of work.
Yes.
Right? Then when the day comes where my friend stabilize and have the mind space to think about it, then I think that is where they will think of you.
Of course.
Yeah, so I always tell myself, I'm here for the long game. I'm not here hit and run. Right? So if you hit and run, then you just find the richest guy you can find. Find whatever you can to try to convince him to be your client.
Yes.
So then you mangkang. But that's not what I want to do. I'm going to come in here for a lifetime. In fact, when I first started,
Beautiful.
My mentor asked me, he's an informal guy, my army commander in the past, right? So he asked me, he said, hey, you join this, then you fail how? So when I first started, right, I remember telling him 2 years. I told my wife also, I said, give me 2 years. If these 2 years I cannot make it, right, I will go back to employment. I'll shut my mouth for the rest of the day. For the rest of my life, I'll just work and I'll just provide the life that I should be providing for my family. That's all. Right? So, I think that is the part. So, essentially, when I face this, right, I always tell myself, I'm here for the long run. Don't rush. I'm impatient by nature. So,
Same.
you know how difficult it is for me to tell myself, don't rush. Like, wow, don't rush. Like, then every time when I feel that way, then I ask myself again, put myself in the prospect, in the person's position. Do you like it? You like it? You don't like it? Why? Then why are you doing this
To others. Yes.
So, yeah, I will present myself. And sometimes, right, there's a lot of fear because I also went through that journey myself, right? Yeah, so essentially, I just tell myself, okay, you put yourself in the person's position. Why will you like it? That's one. If you don't like it, then that's fine. Then I will move on. Because the truth is, right, my perspective very simple. You go and look up your social media. How many friends you have? Have you texted every single one of them?
No.
Then you still got people. You still got work. not done yet, right?
Yeah.
Then go and do that first lah. Then let people have the time and the space to go and think what. Why you go and rush? If eventually, let's say you rush and you get the case and whatever not, in the long run, right, you one day will regret one. That's always my belief. Yeah, that's why when I prospect, the person's not ready. Right? But I need to know what exactly is bothering you so I can help you overcome it.
Yep.
Yeah. But if there's nothing bothering you, then
you don't know how to help also.
I can't help you.
So what I'm hearing from that, right, is number one, he has a long game in mind. I think that's what I personally believe as well. 20 years in the business, I always remind myself that. So now it's year 1, year 2, year 3, year 4, year 5. I'm still young. That kind of humbles me down. That gives me foresight as well. And I think that's literally what Victor tells himself as well. I'm still playing the long game. And that's the second thing that he mentioned as well. I want to spread goodwill. I want to give value. And he's just planting seeds everywhere. Because a lot of people are hunters, not farmers. But if you truly go and farm, you go and play long game, it brings a lot of patience. I think that's powerful. I know during our conversation outside of this podcast, you mentioned as well, Victor last time will never post content. Talk about that. What made you want to post content? If those of you see his Instagram afterwards, you'll see that he posts crazily. Yeah, share with us. What was your transition like?
So, I would have to give credit to those that I met. So, I don't just meet like my managers, I meet everybody, like advisors. You think you have value? You can provide me insights. I like to shortcut lah. There's already people out there with wealth of experience. It's your ego that's stopping you from tapping on it, right?
True.
So I will share. Let's hear what you have shared. Everybody in life teaches you something.
Agree.
They either teach you what to do or teach you what not to do.
Yeah.
So you just go and talk to everybody. They will teach you something. You just need to go and pick it up. So when I speak to many individuals, I think what gave me a good start was I see this as a business. It's not an employment, it's a business. It's mine to own, it's mine to grow. So you gotta ask yourself, what exactly is this to you? So when I see this as a business, right, then I think I need to have presence. Like I shared earlier, you open a shop, you never tell anybody you open a shop. Hey bro, how to support you? I don't even know where your shop is.
Yeah.
Right, so then I realized, there is a need to do that. But the truth is, at the start, right, cannot lah.
Ego again,
Yeah, then the thing is, I study psychology, right?
Yes.
I have a degree in psychology. And I always think, those people that take selfie on, right? Siao and psychopath. Too much self-love. Crazy. Yeah. So then what So when I take my own selfie, I'm like, okay, now I siao already. I crazy. I keep having this thought. The truth is this. I started posting a lot of content, right? About my kids. I just see it as I am a journaler, or I just document their life log. Then I just share it as it is. And while I'm doing that, right, actually, I realize they are my role model. No? Because the truth is, kids, they don't care about judgment. Right? It is because along the way, then we start to, hey, don't do this. Then comes into them. But before that, you think they give they just enjoy themselves. They are just being themselves. They're innocent. They're pure.
True.
Right, so when I started posting, the honest truth is I was posting a lot of just things about my kids. There's no face lah. There's a lot of posts about like words about my opinions, my thoughts.
Yep.
Right? And even when I post, I was a bit, I feel sometimes maybe ranting. And sometimes I also a bit worry, so I word it in maybe nicer manner. Then slowly as I discover more, then I in a way borrowed beliefs from my kids, right? I borrowed the courage from them. I'm like, hey, I'm the father there. I'm supposed to be the role model, no. I'm supposed to show them what to do, no. Today they're showing me what to do. I fail, no. Yeah, so then I started to tell my wife, hey, I will just do
videos.
Yeah, so it was very uncomfortable. It's very awkward. But as you just keep doing, then you start to get used to it. The more you do, the less you fear. So today, to me, anything I scared, right? Just go and do. You tell me I scared to meet this guy. Okay, then it's time I meet this guy. Yeah, so I think essentially that was how I started posting fearlessly. But again, then you also need to be deliberate. Like, honestly, right, there will always be haters one.
For sure.
Yeah, like, you can't please everybody. Everyone like, hey, Darryl, I don't like you. Why?
Yeah.
my face. Then tell my parents, what you want me to do? I can't do anything. You want to sponsor me, go Korea, change my face. And even if you want to sponsor me, I'm not going to do it just to please you, right?
Yeah, correct.
So essentially, then you got to accept the fact that...
Hard to please everybody.
Yeah, you can't please everybody. Then you just need to please the right people. The people that genuinely care and want you to be successful. Those are the people that I will please.
Yes.
But the rest, I'm sorry. You're just going to be someone that is around for a short time in my life, right? I'm here for a lifetime of journey. If you're not willing to journey with me, that's fine. I wish you all the best.
Yep.
And when then you see the win-win and you think we can collaborate or you have that realization, let's work together then.
Wow, well
Yeah,
said.
it's about, not now lah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's when lah. Yep.
Let me pause right there and sum up whatever he just shared. A lot of gems, right, that I'm noticing in Victor right now, right, is the fact that he's very introspective, right? He studied from his environment. Anyone can inspire him the right direction, or probably he can extract some learnings, right, he'll take, including his own kids. Like he was vlogging them and he's like, wow, they just say everything they want to say. Then he's like, wow, I also want that kind of courage. So he was very inspired and said, hey, if they can, I should be the one. He felt shame. Being a father, I'm not a role model. So he want to lead by example, pray out the courage, and that helped him break through first. And then the second thing that I'm getting from Victor's journey, right, is the fact that he mentioned this subconsciously. Familiarity kills fear. He gets familiar with the video, the anger, the recording. And the more he do it, right, that's it, right, he's seeing himself improving. And that builds his confidence. And probably at which point of your journey that you start posting fearlessly? Was the first 6 months or what? Which point you started doing it?
I would say, right, maybe actually about late last year.
Late last year. So it was a good 12 months of doing it non-stop.
I started doing it maybe 3 months. I mean, if like we are talking about like showing my face,
Yes, kind showing your face kind.
Oh, actually, it's really late last year. So all along, I have been like the last quarter of last year. Something happened actually last quarter of last year.
Don't mind sharing.
Yeah, so last year, I already know I will claim my MDRT. Man. First year when I claim MDRT, actually I feel very shameful, to be honest. Not very shameful, but I don't know how to tell my clients. Yeah, so these are some fears I have, like, wow, will they think I'm making money out of them? Because the stigma in the industry will hit me as well. Yeah. I know I'm not doing that, but I don't know what they will think. Correct. So I still remember my client text me and say, hey, bro, $1 million round table now say. Like, oh, yeah. Thank you. Yeah. Then my first post about it, I was worried about the perception people have. Right, then slowly, then comes last year, I told myself, I gave myself 2 years when I first talked about transiting into, I think 2 years, I do have some results and achievement to prove. This is indeed what I enjoy doing. Yeah, I enjoy doing as well. So then last year, I told myself, hey, enough of playing to not lose. I feel like I've been playing to not lose,
Survival mode.
Yeah. Even though, yes, like defending well, like you play big team, then you just defend everything to counter attack. Yep. I say, cannot, enough already. I need to play to win. Because the moment I play not to lose, I already lost. There's no chance of winning. I'm waiting for you to own goal. Yeah. Where got chance, right? So then that was when I told myself, I need to go big. I need to just do it. I have no religion, so I'm a free thinker. Essentially, I believe that there's a greater being. Yep. Which one I don't know, because I already know whichever one it is. You still need to work. Yeah. You tell me one don't need work. I go. Hey, go there. Hey, thank you. Then the money every day come. Okay, all that I will just be religious. Yeah. But no chance lah, right? Correct. Anyone that promised me that, then I'll say it's a cult lah. Yeah. Right. So okay. Yep. So essentially, last year, I know something is boiling inside. Then I saw my friend. He is into fortune telling. Right. I told myself, I don't believe in fortune telling. Just go. I'm like, hey, I see it as a more of like
a
mental.
Sign.
It's a sign. So I just go on and tell my friend, hey, you help me see my 八字. Right. So when he see, right, the truth is he see, then he tell me a lot of things. Okay, then I filter everything on. I only hear one.
Take the good.
See, what lah? I said, okay, then only want to go lah. Then just go. So last year, with that, then it gives me some confidence.
Certainty again.
Yeah, I'm like, okay, I just borrow that one. I will go. I need to go. So that was when I started to just post fearlessly, show my face, just say things lah, right? Yeah, especially in this industry, there's a lot of concern and worry. Like I told you, I come talk to you, I also scared my compliance. Later you see, no more FA already.
Yeah. Okay, let's take a step back, right? Because very interesting, he said he go to fortune telling even though he's not a believer, though. And what I'm hearing, right, it was there must be something that triggered you to finally want to say, I want to play to win. What was that spark in you? Was it a conversation with someone, or was it a moment with yourself, or what was that? That made you realize that it was disgusting to, constantly play to survive. What hit you?
I don't know, honestly. I mean, I constantly dig, right? But maybe this part I didn't dig hard enough. But I would say since young, right, I am very competitive, right? And I toned down a lot because I realized...
commitment?
Yeah, it could be family, it could be commitment. I honestly don't know. But I realized, I start to realize I toned down a lot. I try to control myself. And maybe partly because when I joined this industry, a lot of people keep talking about likability. They keep telling you that this industry is about people like you, they will find a reason to support you, right? People, so that one also come in like, hey, true lah. So I don't disagree lah. So yeah, they also worry because I was on survival mode.
Yes.
Zero sales means my kids and my family gonna cheat.
Yeah.
So then essentially that I think came in a bit. Therefore I was really worried as well. But then I just think enough is enough lah. I need to just say whatever I want to say lah.
Did you feel stifled at the point of time, like suffocated? You cannot speak your truth loudly. You cannot be who you really are. That kind of triggered you to say, you know what, enough is enough. I will just be me. I just want to go crazy and be aggressive and want to win.
Honestly, I also not sure. I feel stifled, but for many reasons, I would think. Right, one is the fear of. So, firstly, I do think that posting content online, right, is already very challenging for me. When I left the organization, left army, right, I left in a bad note. I was a bastard. The way I saw it, it was a very irresponsible way. Tell you tomorrow I quit already. Don't come and disturb me. I clear leave. I told them I got no plans. I need to focus on my family. My survival comes first. Nobody come and disturb me. Nobody touches me at this point of time. I feel ashamed, honestly, with what I've done. But the truth is, what's done is done.
Yes.
I can say sorry all I want, but that's not gonna make things better. So I think, then that was one thing that was stifling me. I was worried about the lens, the perceptions that people may have. Then a lot of my in fact, my clients are all my ex-colleagues, right? Yeah, so that was one aspect that I kind of tell myself, enough is enough lah. Because if I don't break through from this, right, my entire life, right, I'll just keep humping on that one mistake that I made.
Yep.
So I decided that, okay, enough. I'm not going to play to lose. What I'm going to do is I'm going to play to win. And how I see it now is, instead of keep saying sorry and apologizing for that moment, I'm going to go out there, I'm going to make the organization proud. Because the fact and the truth is, who I am today, it's really all because of the training, the experience, the knowledge, the mentors that have guided me in that last 1 decade that I have. Without which, right, I got a chance to even sit here and talk to you.
True. Thank you for sharing that. What I'm hearing from Victor, right, is the fact that probably the prior mistake, a lot of things that probably he felt ashamed of, and a lot of missed opportunities. Like, for example, you want to speak to someone, but you're scared. A lot of these things. And it's not one or two incidents, though. It's everything occurring again and again, right? Repeating to him that, why are you so scared? Why are you playing to lose? Playing to play safe? I don't know. I think that brought him that kind of anger or disgust with himself that said, hey, enough is enough. And even though, yes, MDRT 2 years straight, but it's not your fullest potential.
Yep.
That's it. Not if I continue like that, it's just every year MDRT or lifetime MDRT. But that's not who I am. I can do COT, TOT one. And that's why once and for all he said, I'll do what is needed to get me there.
Yep.
Screw that. Thank you for sharing that, brother. I think that's powerful. Because you see, I studied a lot of advisors. What differentiates the great from good, from bad, is really that one thing that you mentioned, the courage to play. Most of them don't have that because they play it safe, right? They don't dream big. And let's talk about the next thing, right? You mentioned a lot of times, this career is very stigmatized because a lot of people sell. how did you establish and ensure that you constantly serve them, not sell them? What are some things, some beliefs that you use as well to make sure you're doing it in a very ethical manner?
I always fall back to myself. So a lot of things, like a lot of times when I want to do something and I'm lost, right, then I ask myself, put myself in the position. So in this aspect, right, of the client. As a client, what do I want? What do I want as a client? I want from an advisor, I want him to be trustworthy. I want him to be someone that I know. I go to him, I don't need to waste time figuring out whether is it in my best interest. Right? So these are the things that I want. And then I told myself, okay, then if this is what I want, then I need to be the advisor. Right? So when I go there, I really want to solve a problem for you. It's not to sell you a plan. I want to solve a problem. If there's no problem, there is no plan.
Yes.
Right? So I need to first understand what's your problem and whether your problem can be solved with what I have. Yeah. So I see my business like that. The insurers, the brokerage, and whatever that you have are just your suppliers. My suppliers. My clients are the ones that I am focusing on. Right? Today, what are they buying? They're not buying the plan, no? They're buying my brain.
Solutioning.
Yeah, my solutioning, my resourcefulness, my values, my system. Right? So you need to be very clear about this first. Therefore, it's not go there already with a plan. I know what I want to sell you. Hey, then something is wrong.
Yeah.
So whenever I meet someone, I don't know what to expect. I just want to go there and understand what is the problem you're currently facing. How can I value add? Ideally, it's within the realm of supplies that I have.
Yep.
Then I get remunerated.
True.
If not, I go around, charity. Then I go join charity organization. I can't.
Correct.
So essentially, I think going with that mindset, right? Then you serve. You go there genuinely wanting to solve problems for them. And they can feel it. People will appreciate it. At least for myself, I will appreciate it. And when the opportunity comes where I can make sure that you're rightfully remunerated, I'll make sure it happens.
Well said.
Yeah, so that's exactly
and give the audience some examples of that so that they can understand the context better.
I have a few cases. So like many times when my friends, I have one, in fact, not my client, it's another advisor, my friend, told me that, hey, I have this friend, he have this plan. He can't touch. And then he knows I have access to that plan. Then he told me, can you help? Oh, no. He said, I want to give you the opportunity. I told him, bro, this is not opportunity. Firstly, when I take over a plan, I got no remuneration. I will be very upfront and transparent with you. So today, you are not doing me an opportunity. I'm doing you a service. Right? Because you're trying to prospect this person. Right? Then you want to do him a favor, right? Bro, I'm not remunerated. How are you giving me an opportunity? Right? So that was from a very practical lens. Regardless, I took on the thing. And the guy was making a loss. And 6 months later, we did some adjustments. He gained back. He broke even. In fact, now then he made profit. So then recently he came back to me, the guy, through the advisor. And I told him, bro, did you speak to the advisor that introduced us? He said, no. I said, why? He said, a bit paiseh. I asked him so many things there. I also never do anything with him. I said, no, sorry. When we first met, right, our agreement was I only help you handle this particular plan. Right, so now you want me to give you advice, you need my opinion? Sure. My friend must agree. So I string them all together. So you see, then now whenever I give advice, right, he's like, hey, this one, will you be remunerated? I say, you don't need to care. Right? If yes, then good. If no, then just too bad.
Yeah.
So I think that is one part that gives me the strength to keep going. In fact, until today, I am still not remunerated.
Yeah.
But then I think and another perspective to look at it is I got remunerated in terms of what? My reputation.
Goodwill.
Yeah, goodwill. So today, I go out, I can speak with confidence that, hey, I want to earn money, but I want to earn it the right way. Because I have displayed it, I've done it. And therefore I dare to say with conviction, I dare to say it loudly.
Thank you for sharing that with so much conviction, you see. And advisors always ask me, hey, Darryl, how do you increase conviction? I think the truth is, like whatever Victor has done, your evidence builds conviction. The evidence of you are going out there to serve people, right? Even though there are a lot of moments where you felt unfair to yourself, disadvantaged, you feel betrayed even, right? Some people do so much, 3 appointment with you, choose another advisor. But all of this pain builds you so that you can future gain. And if you don't even want to take a first step, every day stay at home, not even evaluating people, right? Then that's where you start doubting yourself. Are you even a financial advisor? Which I think whatever Victor described with that real story, real case, right? prove to you, prove to us that like when you truly serve, it builds up your deservingness. And thank you for sharing with so much conviction. That's powerful. And let's go to the fourth point. You see, that's the most important part. Prescribing confidently. A lot of advisors scared. Right? Paiseh ma. I can do the first 3 steps so well, no. Appointment, I settle every so many appointment. But don't dare to prescribe. Don't dare tell the people to do the right thing. People think I pushy. What was your previous version like and how do you overcome that?
So when I first started, as a regular, I have good savings habit because I grew up in, like I say, rental flats, right? So I study my family. I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna do the reverse of what my dad do. Right?
Okay,
save
makes
law,
sense.
he spend, I save law. So that also in a way turns out well because of the savings I have, I therefore have the option to just rage quit. But again, I need to level up. So when I rage quit, while I was doing all those job hunting and stuff, right, I asked myself, Jalat, got a pay cut already. I assumed that there will be a pay cut. So I asked myself, what are the options to then make up this shortfall? And I started to think, okay, investments. Then I started to look into investing. And that time bullish crypto, right? Everybody, I also go in. Straight away lose 5 digits. Then I'm like, what Jalat?
Yes, yeah.
But then to me, how I see it was school fees. This is a school fees also. I understood that investment is just not just about the knowledge, but it's also about emotional management as well.
True.
I saw a lot of these. So again, I learned like that. So what then gives me the conviction to prescribe confidently is I always use myself as the guinea pig. I want to ask you to do something, I make sure I go and do already.
Yes.
So when I talk to you, right, don't say I shout. I'm not shouting. I'm just talking very loudly because I got a lot of conviction. Yeah. I done it already. So you want to do now? No, then move on. Until when you are ready, we can talk about it again.
Yeah.
You want me to show you? Can. I can show you every damn thing, but if you're not going to do anything, don't waste my time. Not now. Wait. When you're ready, we can talk again.
Yep.
Right, so a lot of these, like I have rejected clients in my first year. Come to me, hey bro, help me do this. I got this budget. The truth is, I know what he's going through at that point of time. He was going through some family issues. So I told him, no, I cannot do that for you. You must prove to me, my condition to work with you is to prove to me that financially, cash flow makes sense. If all these boxes are not checked off, then I'm sorry. I'm not going to do anything with you. Hey bro, I'm the customer. Customer always right. I say, yeah, but not for me. I'm running a business. I don't want to work with you.
Wow, solid.
Yeah, so I think when you do a lot of these, right, then you really have the interest of your clients at heart, right? Yeah, it's very natural. You don't have to think, hey, what do I need to do? It will just happen as it is.
Yep.
Yeah.
So having the client's best interest at heart allows you to prescribe confidently.
Yeah.
Whether is it got to do your commission, not commission, is not at the back of your head anymore. It's really at the back of, it's the core interest of their heart is what at the front of your head. And now the next question I want to ask you, right, is this. You see, many times people say that cannot close 2K, close 1K. Close 1K, at least close 300. What are your thoughts? Because I know you're a very filtered kind of guy. I'm filtered kind of guy, very raw. What are the thoughts of such advisors? Feel free to share it. So that if the advisors listening to this podcast here, I hope that they feel disgust and shame when you do that. So that this entire industry will do better. What are your thoughts? Honest thoughts. So something better than nothing.
So honestly, right, the truth is, at the start, I also do feel like that. Because I was on survival mode, right?
Yes.
I'm like, wow, cannot okay cash flow makes sense.
Exactly, go already.
So then I asked myself, wow, really? Is this who I am? Is this how it should be? Because most of it, right, whenever you hear a client ask you, hey, what's the minimum for this plan?
Correct.
You know you have done something wrong already. That means you have not shown the person what this planning is about.
Yes.
Because if the person can see this planning, right, the question won't be, what's the minimum for this plan? The question will be, can you help me figure out what's the maximum at this point of time I can go with?
True.
Right? So the thing is, because you haven't helped him.
Say one more time for them to hear. I love it. I also learning.
When you hear what's the minimum for this plan, essentially it just means you've done something wrong. Because if you have allowed the person to see that, hey, let's use retirement planning as an example. Right? You say, I want to retire with this lifestyle, I want to drive, I want to stay in condo. Bro, all these tangible one, can count one. Right? Math, numbers don't lie. You already know the end state. If you indeed is real and truthful about what you're saying, then you need to put in the numbers to get there. But if you're telling me you thing, then that's a different thing. So,
Yeah.
so when you have done it right, the question that will be asking you is not what's the minimum, but it's
What's the maximum?
What's the maximum at this point of time I can afford to
yeah.
do, right? So that is the difference.
Well said, well said.
So I do have, in fact, my second client, I told him, you nearly do me up big time. He wanted to go in huge, I think about 20K premium. That was like maybe my first 2 months. Excited, right?
Excited.
Like, wow.
Let's go lah.
I say, no, hold back. I say, hey, go and talk to your fiancé. I say, go and talk to your fiancé. We worked the numbers already, but can you please verify that there are indeed no other expenses that we missed out? He went there, one round, because he indeed missed out a few. So when he came back, he said, hey, sorry, I missed this out. I said, hey, you see? Okay, you nearly screwed me up. No?
Yeah.
Imagine, I said, okay, come, case closed. Yeah, I also case closed already.
Yes, yeah, confirm that.
Yeah. So I think that is the whole idea lah.
I hear you. Oh, I really love that the thing that I asked you to repeat twice, which is like, if the client asks what's the minimum, you done something wrongly, and here's why. It's because the person's clarity of the plan is not there, the retirement or the wealth accumulation not there, the desire not strong enough to want to do it, take action now, today as well. And what you're saying is that if you actually done correctly, the projection is clear, the game plan roadmap clear, the visioning, the future lifestyle, everything's all clear. They'll say, wow, I feel very excited. I will sacrifice now a bit more so that in the future I can get it faster. And most advisors don't do that, unable to do that. Hence, they focus on the survival mode first. And then they start doing things that's not at the best interest of client, and they justify.
So maybe I share my perspective of this as well.
Yeah.
So I do think that survival mode, that's normal. And in fact, I won't blame anybody. That's my view. That you are on survival mode, you try to... But you got to ask yourself then, when are you going to correct this? When are you going to correct this? When you're on survival, right?
Yeah.
Beggars got no choice, right? Beggars, you no choice. Fine.
Set a deadline.
Yeah, but set a deadline. When you are no longer a beggar, you're still doing this, I judge you. Something is wrong with you. Your value system got problem. But if you already go past the survival mode, right, and you're still doing this, right, then that's who you are. That's who you are. So I think this is the very important thing that we need to be aware of.
Oh, thank you for saying that. Because if you set a cap, for example, now you're struggling, get by 3 months, okay, max 3 months, or after first five clients, I'm good. I will change, correct the way I practice, and then make things better. Cool. But if you always remain like that, then that's definitely your fault.
Yep. Understand.
And let's talk about the last step, actually. The last step is very important. Journey responsibly.
Yep.
Share with the clients, share with the audience, right? What are some examples of yourself? Journey with clients responsibly. How were you doing that previously or even now?
So I do a lot of investments with my clients because I see that in life, right, insurances essentially is about ensuring that you have minimum disruptions in life. And the investments, the savings are the parts that helps you in a way accelerate your milestones and your goals.
Yep.
Like who in this life say, I just don't want to be poor?
Yep.
Everyone wants to be rich, wants to be somewhere, right? Wants to live a dream life, right? So I do quarterly updates to my clients. Like I will look at the markets and I will try to understand what happened. You earn money, why? You lose money, why? There must be a why. If you don't know, then something is wrong, right? Why? Then what's next? Right? So a lot of this, again, you see, it's from a military. I was brought up like that.
Yeah.
What happened? Yeah. So I told myself, every quarter, I should at least update. I send out updates. All my clients text me. Say, bro, you send me this all for what? I say, update you. Say, no need. You say, what? You just carry on. So, mixed feeling, to be honest. I felt happy because steady. The trust level very high. This so much trust. They just, you decide, go. But at the same time, I feel like, hey, you see, if I really indeed do that, I stop sending these quarterly updates and whatever not, right? Trust me, complacency will set in subsequently. I will become a different person. So I told him, I said, bro, to me, this is called being professional, right? I will send you, right? That is my responsibility. That's my duty. But whether you want to read or not,
up to you.
Up to you, not my problem.
Understand.
Right? So essentially, I think this is, you just need to ask yourself, what does journeying responsibility looks like to you? And this is what it looks like to me. I do my role. I deliver on my promises that I have. have made. And then from there, we'll see how it works out.
And the reason why I ask these questions is because a lot of advisors, right, like I mentioned in the class, right, they sell, then they move on next one, hunting the next person. And all of these things bring them a dent in their conviction. It's like, shit, man, am I really a good advisor? After service sucks, then how? All of these things. Do you ever experience that? How do you combat that if you have? Or if you have seen, colleagues or friends or whoever, or even if you don't have that, never mind. What are some advice do you have for people like that?
I think maybe for my case, I would say it's a bit different because when I went into the industry, I started, other than like trying to do sales, right, I asked myself a lot of questions like, is this the right industry? Do I enjoy doing it? A lot of questions. And then when I say, okay, this is what I want, right? Yeah, I ask myself, then what do I want? So I speak to like really different leaders, not just my manager. I speak to really everyone, as I mentioned. Then I saw my end game. My end game was simply, I don't want a lot of clients. I only want the right clients, quality clients. In fact, just a while back, one of my friends asked me, hey bro, you want to consider coming over? This, and I will say very openly, this is what I even tell my clients and my friends. Say, I'm open. I'm always open. So long, two things you can achieve. Two conditions. One, is this a better off option for my clients? Are they getting better access to things? How are they better off? Show me. Next, is this better off for me? Because I am responsible not only for myself, but also my family.
Yep.
You can meet these two things, we have a conversation.
Open, yeah.
If you don't have, then I'm sorry. Don't waste time. So then my friend told me, because you told me you have only about 50 clients after 2 years. So my client base is very small.
Yeah.
Like 50, people like ridiculous. In fact, I meet those lao jiao there, they're like, hey, you need to up your numbers.
Yeah.
I'm like, hey, chill lah. I don't believe in that because I want quality over quantity.
Yes.
And how did I derive that is, I always work with the end in mind. So actually, I don't like to read. I don't like to read books and stuff. But I completed one book. It's called 7 Habits of Effective Person by Stephen Covey or somebody like that. And I remember one of the habits is to always begin with the end in mind. So my end is simply this. I want a few things. One, I don't want to work on weekends. So in a year, 104 days are weekends, And in Singapore, public holidays, right? 11 public holidays a year.
Wow.
So that's already 115 days. I'm only left with 250 days. Then the next thing you ask yourself, every advisor, hey, we need to review, at least meet once a year. Standard, everybody will tell you this, right? So then I see a lot of people, 700 clients, 1,000 clients.
How to do?
Xiao
Yeah.
You okay? No? Yeah, I ask myself, you promise something, right? What do you promise? I ask.
Yeah.
You meet once a year. I want to have quality meeting. I don't want to just, hey, Darryl, we meet. Review already, 30 minutes only. Hey, then might as well to meet.
Yeah.
Honestly. Like, so that was the end that I have. And therefore, I work towards that. I continue to just tell myself, quality. It doesn't matter about the numbers.
Understand. Yep. And make sure that when you journey your clients, it's really quality journey with them.
Yep.
Making sure that they hit their financial goals.
Yep.
Thank you for sharing that. And let me do a sum up on Victor before I ask the last question, right? My understanding of Victor through this whole podcast and before that, right, when I was speaking to him casually, is the fact that he's very introspective. He's also someone that's very visionary. He can see the end game really clearly, very strategic on how to get there as well. And he's also someone who's very empathetic. If you hear the way he describes his thought process most of the time, right, as to how he designed his business, right, it's always, if I'm in the other person's shoe, how would I want the experience? And that empathy allowed him to do his business based on the right way. And another thing about him, right, is that he valued a lot of fairness. He said, it is not right. Right? If there's the advisor who introduced him another client, he said, hey, the three of us must be in the same room. Cannot bypass someone. Not right. All of these traits, which he is very aware of himself, allow him to shine in this business. If not, otherwise, he wouldn't be able to play to his strength. And the second thing also, just to add on besides his traits, right, is the fact that he was able to identify some of his struggles and weaknesses, ego, right? Second thing was probably not executing enough, not familiar with posting content, prospecting. These two things were his biggest challenges. And here's like, okay, cool. If I acknowledge that, let me kill the ego. Let me put in the reps and start practicing, grinding it out. And thus, he was able to transform during the last two years. And I think that was really, really powerful. Thank you for sharing it with us. I'm just seeing from a coach lens, right? Now, the last question I want to ask you, right? Knowing that you have transformed yourself, what's the next project for yourself then?
Same I began with the end game. And in these 2 years of journey, right, I had a lot of discovery, right? I do think that I have a lot of breakthroughs as well. As I plan with my clients, right, then I ask myself this. I'm like, finance, every time I meet people talk about money. But the truth is, money is just a means to an end.
True.
Why do you need to do investment? Because you want a certain end. So it's always about the end. I ask myself this. What is it that everybody wants? I don't know. But I come to the conclusion that I think in life, right, it's just about being happy. And what actually brings happiness differs from individual to individual.
True.
Maybe my happiness is just at home, watch TV, sit down, happy already. But to do that, right, then you need money lah,
yeah.
Right? So that is again the M. And somebody else's happiness could be they want to travel every year. They want to be able to it could even be simple things like I just want to eat anything I want. I want to be able to afford any food and just eat anything that I want. So in these 2 years there, I realized actually it's not always just about money. There are a lot more things that is beyond money. And then as I work with my friends, some of them are like into their own business, doing health-related stuff and whatnot. And this year, when I actually started on this journey, I also told myself I need to correct a lot of things that I have been procrastinating. I have some chronic pains on my knees and stuff. I just ignore it for many years. So I then decided that, okay, it's time I do something about it, right? And through that, as I bounce ideas and I talk to them, they're like, hey, this question keep coming back to me. Everybody want to be rich. And some people say, no, I don't want to be rich, I want to be wealthy. What's the difference? What's the difference? So I have this question, what's the difference? And I came to realize that rich is essentially about you having a lot of money. But wealthy is more than that. It's about you having options, having choices. So one day, most of my ideas come when I am in the toilet, showering.
I can imagine.
Then I'm like, wow. Then I think I coined this concept called total wealthness because I feel that in life, everybody have three resources. Most of us have three resources. We are born healthy. So we have health right at the start.
Yep.
We born with a certain countdown unless one day we find some way to live forever, longevity, right? Yeah, so time. And then the last part is finance. At the start of our life, right? If you're not born rich, you're not born wealthy, then the truth is you have to trade your health and your time for money.
True.
Right? But sometimes we get carried away. So to some extent, I do think that at a certain point, I was just chasing stability, wanting more. And then I get carried away. Right? So I traded a lot of my time away from family, right? For whatever I want. So then I told myself this, okay, I don't know what is the formula for happiness, but I know at least from my own upbringing and my experience, when I have no choice, I am not happy. Right? So I call this total wealthness when you try to achieve sufficiency in all three areas. You have enough health. You got money, but if you got diabetes, this one, that one, you cannot eat. Also sian, right?
True.
Yeah, so actually you also don't have a choice. Right? Then you got health, you got money, but you got no time. You can't travel, right? Because you are stuck where you need to be. So then I say, okay, I think this is what I need to work on. So I'm working with like-minded business owners, people in the different sectors like health and time. So time, an example is like I don't want to do my household chores, right? Get a helper.
Yeah.
I'm buying their time to do the work that I find I don't want to do. So it's essentially that. Right? So I'm working with partners in this area. And at the same time, I'm also looking to grow in the finance sector that I am working on. So I want to grow my own team. But I am very selective. I don't want to just work with anybody. Like I already told you, my clients, I don't want to work with anybody. So maybe this is an opportunity for me to reach out and speak to who I call the growth seekers. Right? So when I started out in this industry, I was just looking for two things. I started for two reasons. One, I wanted to earn my worth. Because I have heard enough of, I'm worth more outside. I think I can get better outside. Don't need to think. Go and do. Right? So if you think you're not earning what you're worth, right? Then prove it. Go and do something about it. If not, then please shut up. Right? Then the next part is, I wanted flexibility, right? I think I got good time management. So I wanted the flexibility. And therefore, I think with good time management and flexibility, suddenly people always tell me, hey, you like a lot of time. Now I'm very free. Because I got good time management. My 24 hours where got extend? Never. Suddenly, become FA got 36 hours. You okay or not?
Yeah.
Right? No lah. So if this is what you're looking out for, you want to break through, you want to grow, you have enough of playing to not lose. You want to play to win. Come, let's go.
Yep. Thank you for sharing that. And I just want to add in one thing for Victor's audience, right? If any of you hear this podcast and that you kind of resonate with him, his story, I know he growing up had it rough, rental flat and all of these things. He is someone who genuinely craved for stability for the past few years of his life to survive. Recently, he mentioned the word, I want to thrive. I really want to play to win. I don't want to just get by, be average anymore. Those of you resonate with that kind of story, that kind of past history, I think you can reach out to him. And he's a very fair person. You can resonate, vibe with him. He will tell you, you will do well in his team. Not, he'll tell you, sorry, choose another team member. That's the thing that I like a lot about him, authenticity. With that being said, I come to the end of this podcast. Once again, thank you so much, Victor.
Thanks, bro.
Appreciate